If this were a blind buy, you will have no cause to regret that you've done this. And in the event that you did turn out to no longer fancy it, you would have a lot of persons in your space who would want to get this from you already.
Facts.
And then there and then you would then realize that that thing you were going to, or you felt like you did not fancy, a lot of persons fancy it. So you probably are going to wear this not for yourself, but because the people around you like it.
I agree 100%. First impression video from the house of the street scent, Dubai. Last. Let me set context with this fragrance. This fragrance was inspired by Burna Boy and nightlife. The only thing I can put to mind if I have to link Burna Boy and nightlife would be Igbo. Knowing that
there is life outside of you.
So, boy, it's okay.
Man.
So it turns out that's the inspiration behind the fragrance. Not Igbo, nightlife, Burna Boy.
That would mean the perfumer is Nigerian.
No. So there's a situation with the house where the owner of the house is Nigerian and he gets to outsource credible noses to work for the house. Something like that. But then again, let's have a sniff test so you have an idea.
It's supposed to be a song
Burna
by
Boy.
Burna Boy.
Last.
I think it goes by this name, yeah?
Now everybody go chop breakfast.
Okay, so breakfast, perfume.
I'm yet to review this fragrance. Or maybe you have this one.
Okay. Okay.
How would you maybe describe what you're smelling? Say in 3 words.
In 3 words, I find the scent appealing, yeah? Enough to pass for something you would wear for a night out with, your significant other.
This stuff smells good.
It's really good.
For me, if I had to describe this in 3 words, it would be lemon, orange, marijuana.
But there's some kind of bubblegum undertone. It's not loud.
Yes. I can find those nuances there. I feel like it's coming from the sweetness of the lemon, orange, or something. I haven't looked up the notes of this fragrance. It's just first impression. But I tell you for free, this is good.
It's good.
Who would you recommend a fragrance like this to, given the odds?
You obviously can't surprise your significant other by putting this on. They would already know that you have it. But if they are the type who like to do the whole PDA thing, this will heighten the PDA. This could still pass for something you would wear for a date night out here, your first date. It really doesn't guarantee anything, but of course, the memory of that date should linger.
I think it can guarantee something.
Maybe not. Who knows? But
I think it can guarantee something.
I started off by saying that the scent is very appealing.
This is good. It smells really good. Really good. It sits between a freshie, or maybe it's even a freshie. I would say this leans towards that DNA of a freshie, but it's a freshie with oomph. There's some character here. There's a lot of layers here. This DNA too reminds me of Dior, Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel.
I'm having a bit of a confusion being able to tell if another person is able to wear this, because this would have a way of reducing your age. It would go to speak about how much you've advanced or how much you would love to remain young if another person were to wear something like this, because it really would work for a young man who perhaps is trying to settle or already settled. But if you're thinking something mature for those on the 5th floor, 6th floor.
So when you say young folks, what age bracket are you looking at?
My age bracket for young would be anywhere between 25 to 45. That would do.
Okay.
If you're over 60, I don't expect you to.
I think this would be too playful.
It's too playful. Irrespective of how much you perhaps blend in with the much younger generation or something, it's not something you want to do. It's not something you want to do.
But RMD can pull this off. Don't forget.
Even if he can, he shouldn't.
RMD can pull this off.
He can, but he shouldn't.
Well, maybe he shouldn't.
It would seem that in the dry down, the fruity
aspects of the fragrance
gets even punchier.
Yeah, finds expression. What I like about the marijuana, nuances I'm picking from this is the fact that it's done in such a way that it feels fresh,
calm,
tranquil.
Nothing offensive.
Yeah, facts.
Nothing offensive.
100%. So I think this also will pass for a mass appealing scent.
Very much a mass appealing scent. I mean, it's hard to think of who wouldn't like this, because whether or not you're into fruity scents, sweet smell, You probably would
Facts.
just pass on it, but you wouldn't have a thing against it.
Facts.
Not like if you were going to talk about, you know, the thing from the Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yeah, those
House,
ones.
Le Mans,
those ones,
Ultramar. You would easily have a thing against them if you're not into fruity scents, all of this sweet smell. You would easily have it, but this one,
There's a balance
There's a lot of balance. You just would be able to make an exception. You're neither here nor there. You're just comments reserved.
In a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put this?
I'm not sure what happens tomorrow or the day after. If, I mean, my opinion, we're going to change, but as of today, maybe I'd leave it at a 7.
Okay.
Yeah. If I were to wear this and then see how long the projection and then the Silage would tell me if I need to do another 1 or 2 to it, so it goes for a 9 of 10. Let me do this one time. It's a solid 7. I'll keep it at a solid 7, yeah.
Okay, 7 it is. Okay, shout out to you, Street Scent. Big love from my end. Please continue to put out this quality of work.
This is good stuff.
By all means,
Last.
trust me, this was just a first impression video. Thank you, our guests, for this one. Thank you. See you around. Allah Hafiz.